All right, guys, I am in Maine. I have a press pass, which I think is just a way of saying that I am indeed allowed to film. So I am at MOFGA Common Grounds. MOFGA is the Maine Organic Farming Alliance. I believe that's what it is. Maybe there's another G there for gardening, but anyway, what they are the organic certifying board for the state of Maine. So if you buy produce or like milk or whatever, and it's certified organic here, MOFGA is the one that does it. They're a very cool organization. They're actually way more involved with the community than any other organization that I've at least seen. So for example, they have all these demos, they have online classes, they're very inclusive. This is a very, very interesting fair. All the food here has to be organic, it has to be certified. There's all sorts of demos like seed cleaning, seed preparation, garlic planting, like border collie dog training, horse things, forestry services, wood carving, anything related to the gardening, farming, outdoor world, they basically have it here. Unfortunately, I'm only here for one day. I'm gonna try to capture and show you guys all the cool stuff that I find. We'll see what we get into, but I'm very excited. And everyone here has been super nice so far. It's absolutely incredible. So now I'm on my way to some of the demo grounds and I'm walking through part of these test garden, show garden areas. I've seen some really cool old apple trees and I've tried a few. There's an apple tasting demo later I definitely want to try to get to. But considering how busy it is, I'm hoping I can squeeze myself in basically. A big thing here is also fiber crafts. So a lot of people here have sheep that they shear and they have all sorts of really cool ways to show you how to do it. Like over here, there's people using the loom, which is really, really neat to see. Like very traditional old school methodologies here, making yarn, spinning it from actual fresh wool. Really, really fun stuff to see. This is the kind of thing I'm definitely here for. All right, so there is the birch syrup. It's very dark. It almost kind of looks like molasses. I'm gonna try to open this up and do a little dab on my finger here. There's a little taste. Let's see. This is super interesting. For me, I'm getting like molasses and like burnt caramel, but in like a good way. Like that, where you burn the caramel like just enough. That's really interesting. Not at all like maple. I wasn't sure what to expect, but that is tasty. Very unique flavor profile. I'm definitely taking this home and trying this on some pancakes. So they weren't selling any like knives or carving tools. They have a carving demo, but a little bit more advanced than that at this point. Not trying to be cocky, but I've been carving quite a lot of utensils. I'm definitely not ready to sit down for another beginner's course here. So what I did is I got a couple like pre-blanked. These are carved out chunks. Let me show you a better one actually. So it looks like this, and it's the basic shape of like a cute little round bird, like a bush tit or a sparrow or something like that. And it just makes it very easy to carve out the rest of the bird shape. Now I'm more of a utensil, kind of utilitarian kind of guy, but other people in the family have been getting into carving like cute things like figurines and birds. So I figure, nice little present. It's hard to find this kind of stuff in San Diego, and they're only $1 each. So I'm very happy to grab some stuff and bring it home. All right guys, so I am at the Common Grounds Fair. Found you guys here with some really cool seed selections, and some of the things that I talk about a lot is that in San Diego, we don't get a lot of heat, even though we're like Zone 10B. I was just chatting to you about it. So I thought if it does well here, it'll probably do well in my area. But I'd love to hear about like your farm and how your seeds are produced a little bit.
Cool, yeah.
And your name, sorry, I actually didn't introduce myself.
That's all right, I'm Noah, co-owner Boomi Davy Seeds, and we grow open pollinated seeds on our farm in Maine. And we are coastal, so we, you know, the next town over will have 80-degree weather and we'll have 71-degree weather.
Just like San Diego, actually.
Unique microclimate.
Yeah.
And so we focus on selecting seed that does well in our area. And even within a population that does well, we'll select out of that the ones that do even better. Mm-hmm. And so we're kind of adapting it over time to our climate, and that makes it so that gardeners and farmers and other people who are interested in growing can have more success with the seeds.
Absolutely.
We're working together to just further the success and create a strong network of farmers, gardeners, and food security.
And it's actually a very important thing, like small scale seed producers like yourself that are adapting to regional areas. If you guys have seed companies locally in your area, definitely check them out because there's a good chance the seeds will perform really well for you. Of course, a lot of varieties are generalists and they do well, but it's just fun to, of course, support local business like yourself, but also to check out the varieties, and you might find that some of them do better even if you've grown them before.
Absolutely.
So thanks. I got like, of course I bought tomatoes. You guys know I'm addicted to tomatoes. I think I got like 10 packets here. So thanks for chatting with me. And oh, you can't. It's my favorite by far.
Me too.
Yeah, so cool. Thanks.
See you.
Here's the main food area. So I'm definitely gonna be looking for some tasty treats here. And let's see where I start. So my feeling here, this sounds like the place to be. Looks like they got coffee and donuts. So maybe I'll do a little 2-for-1 here. So here's the first thing I got. I have to admit I already ate 2 of them. the donut holes from these guys has this like strawberry coulis syrup on there. And man, is this good. This is vegan and it's all organic grains. Because again, this is an organic farm festival. So literally all the ingredients are organic and it tastes amazing. Super fun. Donuts over there. I think I'm gonna sneak over to that side and grab some of that fresh chai. One of the cool things here is that they have all these different divided trash. So there's recycling, trash, dirty paper, clean paper, and even a food scrap area. So they're actually really properly handling the trash, and it's great to see because there's so many people here. So I just think it's really neat. And they even have people here helping out to guide people as to where to throw it away. So very neat. I'm back at the start. I want to show you guys some of the vibe here because we have organic dairy products here, even organic meats. Everything has to be organic. Over here looks like they've got, oh, I've heard about these guys. They actually grow cabbages, ferment sauerkrauts. So that's really cool. I might have to come back and get something to snack on there. Looks like wild blueberries. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to get a jar of that to go. So I'm already making a big shopping list and my backpack already weighs a lot. A lot of cool produce over here. It's just really a community here, guys. It's different than the energy I've felt at any other market or any other sort of thing like this. It's truly just an entirely different level and I'm absolutely here for it. If I knew for certain that I could handle a real winter, then I might even consider moving here. And I actually do consider moving here all the time, but I just don't know if I'm winter ready. It's not in my bones. But let's go find some other stuff. Very, very cool to see. I love that they respect the sun gold tomato here because that's my favorite. But let's go find something else to get into. All right, guys, I got my merch pickup here. I got 2 shirts. One of them's for me, one of them's for somebody at home. And I also got a tote bag. So I'll flip this around and show you, but they're pricey. I think I spent like over $100 on just these 3 items because it's like organic cotton, it's made locally, it's dyed in New Hampshire using like low impact dyes. So again, they really practice what they preach here, even down to their merch. But the line is fully wrapped around this tent. People collect these, I guess, every year. So I gotta start collecting now because I'm probably gonna try to come back here next year. Just when I thought I had already seen the majority of it, I found this whole area called the Maine marketplace. And I think I'm already over budget for the amount of stuff I bought. I'll do a final haul at the end. My backpack is definitely getting heavy. But it's like I'm about to get in here and do some more damage. Guys, check this out. They're selling straight up hobbit holes here. They have these like little houses here. Super cute with the round door and everything. This one's called Big Mary, $4,900. Got yourself an awesome little hobbit hole for the kids. I mean, I could fit in there for sure. This would be a fun like place to just set up and even camp in your backyard. That's super cool. I've never seen anything like that. So very neat. I just stopped and chatted with the Maine Grain Alliance here, which is a cool organization. They talk all about growing different types of cereal grains here in Maine, whether it's wheat, oats, or anything in between. I was actually chatting him up, talking about how I just grew wheat for the first time. And he hooked me up with a sample of red Fife wheat. So I'm gonna take this from Maine back to San Diego. And we're definitely growing more wheat this year because that was one of my favorite harvests by far. And of course, one of the most beautiful things I've ever grown in my garden. So this is another one of these demonstration gardens that they've set up. And this one's actually very interesting. So over here they have bottle gourds. So let me show you one of them. That's what they look, actually there's 3 of them right there. They look really good. But what they're talking about here is that instead of using some sort of other amendment for fertility, what they've done is they've actually collected a lot of weeds from these adjoining beds here. They pile them up here, then they cut this fresh grass, put it over the weeds, and that allowed that to decompose and rot beneath. So things like squashes and gourds, they absolutely thrive on decomposing organic matter. So what they've done here is they've turned their problem, this is like a very permaculture thing, they take the problem to find the solution. So the problem was the weeds, they just piled them up, turned them into sort of like compost. They're not really composted, they're just breaking down. And in turn, they're able to turn that weed into a solution to provide fertility for all of this bottle gourd to grow. And actually this year has been one of the driest years on record for Maine, as far as I understand. What's interesting is that for them, the severe drought is that it has not rained in 3 weeks. So for me as a San Diegan, I was like, oh, that's interesting because it hasn't rained for 6 months where I'm from. Of course, it's all relative, so it's not that surprising, but it's just interesting to hear the struggles for 3 weeks, because if you're used to getting rain here on a regular basis, you're gardening, you're farming, you probably haven't invested a lot of time and money into setting up irrigation, and you're truly relying on that rain to water and maintain your garden. So by doing something like this, making all that weed pile into something like basically a deep mulch bed, that's also able to retain the water much better and break down into nutrients. So it's just one of these clever things where not every single thing out there that we do is the only way to do it. You don't have to use organic fertilizer. If you live somewhere where you have tons of growth, a lot of plants and weeds, you could try to turn that into fertility. They even had an example up front where they had stinging, oh my God, let me turn around really quick. This is the OG till right here. So these are called discs. What they do is they break up the soil, and not only that, but they actually will sort of make these nice rows. So they're actually sort of pulling up the soil a little bit, pinching it, and creating these wonderful rows. And this is all horse powered. So obviously no fossil fuels here, just good old fashioned farming. So over here, I just wanted to quickly show you guys, this is what oats look like. And I'm actually going to try growing oats this year for the first time. So you can see the seating here is on another level, 1,000 square feet, even that is a lot for me. But it looks really beautiful. It's like a thick, tall grass, really interesting to see. Oh, over here we have hairy vetch, which is actually one of the cover crop seeds we've talked about before. So this right here is the vetch plant. It has these it actually has tendrils. So they all kind of mat together and become tangled, which can be desirable. Sorghum Sudan grass. This is one of like the highest sort of biomass producing plants out there, very commonly grown to be used as like forage for animals. But it could also be a wonderful sort of cover crop situation. Then we have PVO, peas, vetch, and oats. So over here you could see how that whole system is working together, is that as the oats are growing, the peas and the vetch are able to tendril onto that, use that as a stake, and you have this wonderful system of nitrogen fixation, crazy biomass production. I can't remember exactly what the oats did. I know they contribute something, but right here, that's what the oats seed heads look like. And it's funny because it just looks like grass that you see, wild grass. It's basically what oats are, but they've just been selected and developed to be that tasty oat that we're expecting. It's been a wonderful day so far. I've got this apple beet cider made with apple varieties, names that I've never heard of before in my life. It was like 2 different apples. I already forgot because they were that unique. Just a quick call out. This should be at every single public large gathering or fair like this. They have a bottle filler right here, a water fountain there. You don't have to go buy an expensive plastic bottle of water they're gonna go throw away. They just put the water out there. Just makes sense. All right, guys, I've got the last meal for the day, which are Maine grown potatoes, of course, freshly fried. These are so crispy and good. It was kind of a carbo loading day, not gonna lie, but it was delicious. And I'm leaving here very filled, very inspired, and going to be going home. Here is the final haul from Common Grounds. I had to get this chicken tote because this is such an amazing graphic. This was from the 1984 fair, and they label it with the year that they reprinted it. And I love this here. Celebrate rural living with Mafka. Here's one from 2021. I like that it had a nice variety of different vegetables here. A lot of my favorites. We have peppers, carrots, eggplant, blueberries, corn, potatoes. These are all really big crops here in Maine. Well, at least I know for a fact the blueberries and potatoes are. I'm not so sure about eggplant and peppers is actually impressive in a cold season like here. And this was this year's. So people were really lining up for these. These are a collector item. People get them every year's memorabilia to denote that they made it on this trip. So we have a owl here. I'm not exactly sure which one, but I'm sure it is a common one in Maine on an apple tree. And there's nothing more Maine than apples. So beyond that, I also got some nice little wood carving blanks. This is to be a bird, a little spoon. And I got a nice collection of seeds here. So again, these are from that small seed company that we talked to. I have Italian heirloom, one that I've already liked, garnet, cherry tomato, pinolo Gailo del Vesuvio. It's a paste tomato that is for storage. Then I got one of their watermelons. You because if it grows well here, it'll probably do well for me. Trumbacino summer squash, a classic. I just haven't had the seeds for in a while. Emerald gem melon, again, similar to the watermelon. This should do well in my shorter season. I say short season because it just doesn't get that hot. And Maine is a short season state, so that's what I'm going for. And we have some broccolini I can never have too much of, and true Siberian kale. Now, it doesn't get Siberian in San Diego, but I figured I just was curious to try these out. And I wanted to support these smaller seed companies, which is really cool since they're open pollinated, organic, no-till, all that good stuff. I also made the connection with the Maine Grain Alliance, got my red 5 wheat here. Of course, the pure birch syrup, which I'm very excited to bring home and let other people try. And then even though I am a carver myself, I've got to respect the craft and the game when somebody develops something this beautiful. This is I believe it was black cherry tree, and this is from Maine, Maine wood, Maine carved. I really like the design of this. Flipper flapper is what they called it. It's like a wooden spatula that lets you actually get underneath. And then this one, I had no intention of buying, but then I went like this. I picked it up and I went like that. And I was like, oh, that totally makes sense for working in a pan, working in a pot. And so I thought that was a cool design that I wanted to play with. So there it is, guys, the haul. Of course, I have a lot of mushrooms that I'm going to be getting soon and building in the garden. But now we could just take in and relax for the rest of this Maine trip. The hat's off, guys, because it's now relaxation mode. Just kidding, I'm actually going to go into this garden here and build a mushroom bed before I leave. I promised them I would try, and I'm going to do it. I don't care how tired I am, what time of day it is, there's always time to garden. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed this. I had a blast doing it. This was a very busy trip, but it was so much fun. I am tired, but not like tired. It's just I'm tired because of biology. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.